What happens when Chicago's toughest bag company meets Horween's legendary leather? Well, in this case, the DEFY Void in Horween Chrome Excel Oxblood leather. This is what we're going to take a look at today. Stick around, I'm going to show you the inside, the outside, and I'm going to tell you what I think of the Void from DEFY. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Pack and Roam. If you're new to the channel, my name's Kevin, and we're looking at the DEFY Void today. So if you do watch my channel, you may have noticed I've been on a bit of a DEFY kick lately. I covered the DEFY Defender recently. I covered the Recon mashup, and now we're taking a look at the Void. The Void has been on my list for quite some time. I finally got my hands on one it was a couple months ago, maybe 6 to 8 weeks ago, and I've been using it ever since. And I've gotten to know it a little bit. This one happens to be the Horween leather version. So this is Horween Chrome Excel Oxblood leather on the front, and then we have 1050D mil-spec nylon on the back. So this is a good starting point. We'll jump right into materials and specs from this. And I wanted to go into a little bit more detail about the leather. So Horween is based out of Chicago, and DEFY Bags is out of Chicago as well. Horween is one of the oldest continuously operating tanneries in the country, and Chrome Excel is one of their most famous, if not their most famous, leather. So this is what they call a pull-up leather, meaning it's loaded with oils and greases, and as it flexes and bends, lighter colors will pull up to the surface, and it develops, or so I'm told, an amazing patina over time. So it's got just a really nice, buttery, soft feel to it, while still being, I mean, it feels stout. And you see if I push on this a little bit, you see how that lighter color seems to pull up there, and then it stays a little bit lighter. So really cool. I'm very excited to see how this ages over time. But Chrome Excel has been around for a long time. I've seen information that was developed, in the neighborhood of 100 years ago. And I read a little bit about the process they used to make this, and it's an 89 plus step process to make this particular leather. It takes 28 working days. Yeah, 28 working days to create this leather. And then it utilizes all 5 floors in their facility, in their manufacturing facility in Chicago, which I thought was pretty cool. So really excited to have the Horween leather. I've never, I like leather, and I've always, I've got leather jackets, leather wallets, but this is a whole new world of leather to me, and I'm really impressed with the Horween Oxblood Chrome Excel. So I'm very excited to see how that ages, and I'll have to maybe do an update down the road on the patina that develops over time. So the leather is what's on the front. On the back, we've got 1050D mil-spec ballistic nylon, and on the inside, when we open it up, you'll see we have 1000D gray Cordura. So top-notch materials all the way around. The build quality and the hardware is just second to none. So YKK, coated zipper on there, all metal hardware. We got some D-rings on here if you want to use this like a sling. You can attach a strap to it, and just bulletproof. And I mean, that's been consistent with all of DEFY's gear, is that it's very overbuilt. It all has a very premium feel to it, and this is certainly no different. So I'm really enjoying the build quality and the aesthetics of this, and just the overall usability, and we'll show how it loads out in a few minutes here. But spec-wise, this is the large version. So there's a large version and a small version. This one's the large one. It's 8 inches wide by 10.5 inches tall, and then 2.25 inches deep, whereas the small is 6.5 inches wide, 9 inches tall, and then 2.5 inches deep. So it's a little bit deeper, it looks like, but shorter and not quite as wide. So exterior wise, we've already covered kind of the D-rings on there. We do have a pocket on this one, and I've got I'm always pulling these channel patches out of pockets, but that's a good time to mention the fact that channel patches are available. If you want to pick one up, they're very cool. They've got a 3D look to them. They're PVC. And if you'd like to support Pack and Roam, pick up a channel, follow the link in the description, and grab yourself a patch, rep the channel. I almost picked up the full mil-spec ballistic version because it does have kind of like a webbing strap, you know, some almost like PALS webbing across the front, which I thought was kind of cool, but I couldn't pass up this leather, and I was really, I really wanted to see how that looked and felt. But this one does have a nice drop pocket, as does the mil-spec ballistic one. That one just has some PALS across the front. So, I mean, that's really it. There's not much to the exterior. It's kind of simple. You can see it's got some depth to it though. So this does load out fairly fat. So let's open it up. Take a look at the inside. And we've got some organization by way of mostly drop pockets. And then we do have some elastic webbing in here. And then a rifle hook, like the rifle style clips, which is nice. This is metal. I mean, you can see that this is pretty well put together. I mean, again, the construction on this is just second to none. I absolutely love the build quality of DEFY's gear. So I have some stuff in here now. This is what I've been carrying in it. And what I've found with the drop pockets is you almost need to have some type of organization within the organization because there's nothing to capture. So if I had the contents of this pouch in here loose, for instance, sometimes I'll pull it on my bag and I'll spill out and they'll be all over. But this is kind of just like some personal care stuff. You know, this is what I've been carrying back and forth to the office. So that sits in this pouch. I've got a Clean Freak body wipe in there in case it's a dirty day at the plant. This pocket, I've got the Peak Design and Carryology MagSafe tripod, and then on this side I've been carrying an Anchor 10 milliamp hour battery bank, which fits nicely in there. Pretty cool because we have some space for patches here. So we've got I've got some Data Crew patches. This one is from Dark Star Designs. We got JB Outside's patch on there. So cool that you can add patches to the inside. If I want to bring extra patches, maybe I want to swap out whatever's on my hat or my bag, I can put some, you know, full-size morale patches on there as well. That's pretty much it for this side. We've got this cool little pocket right there. Beer bomb, so the Big Papa beer bomb from Notorious EDC fits in there. You never know when you might need a tool to crack a cold one after a long day at the plant. So that hangs out in there. On this side, you know, to and from the plant, I'll usually have a pocket knife in my pocket. When I'm at the plant, I usually wear my Leatherman Wave in a Kydex sheath. So I've got Benchmade bug out in there. One of my favorite flashlights to carry on a daily basis is the Rovivon E5. So we've got that in there. And then I have a lighter just in case. More often than not, I'm using this to burn off loose strings, or you never know. Bic lighters come in very handy. I like to have one on hand. Then this pocket, I've got this little TI bit driver, which comes in handy. So that fits in there, and then I have a nice lanyard on there, which helps me get it in and out of that pocket. And then on this side, I've got the EDC, or the flat pouch from Evergoods. And this is nice because I'm using this for some other personal care items. So sometimes maybe we're going out after work and I've got some solid cologne in there, some beard balm, and some pomade. So this is nice because this stuff does have odor to it, and this zippered flat pouch from Evergoods is airtight, and that odor doesn't permeate the rest of the inside of the void. So that fits in there nicely. I've also found that a mini wire dop from GoRuck fits in there perfectly if you want to put that in there, or you can put stuff in there loose. Again, the only problem is there's not a whole lot of containment so that the contents can come out and shift around, and when you open it up, they might not be secured, and I find that as a drawback overall. But otherwise, I do like the simple setup, the organization here. Sometimes my Apple Pencil will be in there. I have also found that my iPad Pro 11-inch M4 will fit in here, not with the Magic Keyboard, but with the magnetic folio cover. That does fit in here. So just about maxes it out, and I would use it, but I'm actually using that for my overhead monitor right now. But that fits in there. I'll put the Apple Pencil in there. So if you want to use this as like a flight pouch or something, or like a in-flight bag, this would be perfect. You know, you could have everything you need for the flight, plus your iPad for entertainment, all in one spot. Pull this out of your bag, or even wear it around, you know, crossbody with a strap. So I haven't tested it out for that yet, but I think it would work just about perfect. That's really it for the inside and the outside. Let's take a minute to talk likes and dislikes. And I'll say what I do like, and the first thing that needs to be mentioned is just the overall build quality, which in my opinion is second to none. DEFY makes amazing gear, overbuilt right here in Chicago, and the Void is no exception. Just extremely well built, has a very premium look and feel to it, and I love that about their products. But I also really like the carry versatility of this. So it's great as like an EDC organizer to carry on a daily basis, or you can carry it as a sling if you want to. You could use it as an in-flight organizer. So I think it's got some versatility built into it, and I think I'll find a variety of use cases that work extremely well for this. For now, I've been using it back and forth to the office, and it's great as an EDC organizer. All right, let's move on to what I don't like about it. And there's really only one thing I'm going to mention as a dislike, and I've already alluded to it, and it's the fact that you don't have great containment on the inside. So these pockets, you know, if you're putting loose stuff in here, I'm putting these pouches, but you know, even this down in there, right? I mean, if I have this closed, but I'm jostling it around when I open it up, that's going to be out and about. And it would be nice to have some type of elastic or maybe some mesh type pockets. I'm pretty happy with the interior and the way it loads out and the setup. I just think that is something to keep in mind, is that you don't have a lot of containment. The way I've been carrying it for work, I've been using the Defender for the last few months, and this just slides in right in the middle, and it sits like this, so it's not a problem. But if you did want to wear it as a sling, for instance, I think you might want to do it, you know, crossbody and keep it up, or crossbody to the back, but you'd have to keep it up, and then if you want to swing it around, it would be upside down, so that might be a problem. So not a deal breaker by any stretch. I still overall really enjoy using the Void. That's just one thing that maybe I think could be updated or improved, maybe in a future offering. I don't know, but again, not a deal breaker, but something to keep in mind. So I've touched on use case scenarios a bit, but we'll just kind of reiterate that I think as an everyday carry organizer, it works pretty well. Flight sling could be an option. So back and forth to the office, out and about in the city, travel, I see a variety of use cases possible for the Void, and I'm sure I will have an opportunity to test out in all those scenarios in the coming months and years. I expect this to basically outlast me because the build quality and materials are fantastic. So that's really about it. What do you think of the Void, especially this Horween leather version? I mean, I feel like this Horween leather elevates this to almost heirloom quality, in my opinion. Something that I could see definitely passing down at some point, and I'm really impressed with the look and feel of it. How about you? Do you want one? Do you have one? Have you used a Void? Are you familiar with Horween's Chrome Excel leather? I'd love to hear from you. Anything you got, thoughts, questions, comments, drop me a line below in the comments. Again, I'd love to hear from you. If you found this video useful, definitely hit the like button for me, and also consider subscribing to Pack and Roam, the best way to support me, and I appreciate each and every one of you that subscribes to my channel. Thanks, and see you next time.